Is it 6 o'clock with you, Noel? It is here.
It is indeed, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so welcome to Thursday Garden Chat. So well, I was going to say not much to report, but there is quite a bit to report, really. Keep an eye on the events pages at the moment because we're populating those with courses and webinars that are going through the winter months, autumn and winter months. We're already thinking about next year and live events, but we also have quite a big announcement, a big thing happening in September. So we're sort of gearing up for that too. So although August is often a month where you kick your shoes off and you take it easy, we're at Garden Masterclass HQ. We're actually quite busy, aren't we, Noel?
We are indeed. We are indeed. Yes, yes.
But do keep your eye on the events page. We do have a couple of live events still in October and November. In October, we are up at Raby Castle with Alistair Baldwin. And in November, we have an event at Nicholson's in Oxfordshire. So those two coming up. We also have our last visit to Surge Hill, but that's a 3-part course, which is very exciting. And the students will be presenting their work to Tom Stewart Smith. So that's all going on. Anyway, I think that's kind of it on what's happening here. So Noel, I'm going to pass over to you to introduce tonight's special guest.
Thank you, Annie. So I think it was 11 years ago, December 2014, I set off to spend several days teaching in Kiev in Ukraine and met Victoria Manoylo, who had persuaded me to come over to do 3 days teaching, and very, very enthusiastic group. And I think 2 years later, Annie went over.
I did indeed. Yes, I had a lovely
And of
time.
course, the whole situation of having a country attacked and at war, somewhere where you actually know and you know people and you've taught and you've seen the development of this very vibrant garden scene, I think gave us a particular shock.
Mm.
We've did a bit of fundraising for Ukraine earlier on. Of course, we've had Alla Olkowska do her wonderful webinar on clematis. So it gives me great pleasure to go back to Ukraine and again have Victoria Manoylo talking to us about the Ukrainian garden scene, which is a very lively one and a much livelier one than you might think, and at this very moment a much livelier one than I think a lot of people would think. So delighted to have you with us, Victoria, and delighted that there's no untoward disruptions to our communication. So let's start, as we always do, can you tell us about how you got interested in plants and gardening?
Yes, I'm delighted to be here and to be a guest of your wonderful garden masterclass and the Thursday chat. Thank you so much for inviting me. My story is from begins in childhood, so I can start from the beginning. I am a landscape designer with 15 years of my experience, and it wasn't start just from the beginning that I become landscape designer. And now it is 15 years of experience, and I make translations from English to my native languages for about gardening, about landscaping, design, and all that. But when I speak my native languages, it is much more easier for me. That's why in English I wouldn't be so talkative. Sorry.
Yeah. Your English is perfect, Victoria.
I'm sorry. Thank you. So I can share my presentation, yes?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Just a moment. Presentation. Yes.
Just need to go full page.
Yes, just a moment. I go full page. sorry. I'm sorry. I just
No, I think it's one or something. That's it. I
like
think it
this.
was that
Yeah.
one, wasn't it? Yeah, that's it. Lovely. We've got you.
Wonderful. Yeah. So my childhood in Ukraine was a discovering of passion to plants, and this is a start of story. I was born in Kharkiv, a big industrial city. During Soviet times, it was a big plants city with plenty of metallurgic, engineering, mechanical factories, and it was very Sovietical, like if we can do that. My family, my father was a leader of party of mm, of the Communist Party, and in the city of Kharkiv, my mom was a lecturer in economical university, and from what we start, the green square in the middle of the city with a beautiful absolutely out of time building Gazprom, which have been built in 1925 when the surroundings was like thatched houses and the transportation only horses. So it is just interesting insight from the where I grew up. This is my area where I just grew up. My childhood, my family roots stretched across Ukraine. My father from the Lugansk steppes and my mother from northern regions of Sumy. And diverse heritage installed in me, an early connection to the land. The city life during the school time was sharply changed to idyllic summers. Holidays were spent in countryside. What was countryside for me? Like for every Soviet people, to any Soviet man, everybody know what is dacha. Dacha, it was a small plots which were given to people, to workers, to everyone to have orchard or anything they want. So it was looked like these small houses and so dense small plots with greenery and with houses. So it was work and relaxation at once. Yes, and this dacha, exactly this house was from my childhood, my father's dacha. Dacha was a place to make some arts, for example, to create something. Man could make something from wood, so that what did my father. Mother planted plants and tried to grow most beautiful roses in the area in this small village. And for me, father, I don't know how he brought the piano, the big, huge piano, and on this attic floor, there was this big royal piano. It was a quiet retreat from city life. It was a place to store all things that you don't want to throw away. So this was dacha. And of course, the story about how to propagate plants and how to get some delicious sorts or varieties from the neighbors, it was a challenge for everyone who wanted to plant something beautiful. So because of Soviet conditions and decorative plants were available only in state enterprises, so people start to sell them on spontaneous markets. After the independence years, all this changes a lot. Now we have beautiful nurseries. We have fields of beautiful trees, shrubs, deciduous and conifers, and of course the decorative perennials and grasses. As for my family, it was an orchard with vegetable gardens. This is my grandma making potatoes, potatoes places to be clean, and my sister and I in my mother's rose garden. So we grew cherry trees, and this photo of cherry. It was my birthday of 8 years old. I remember it very good. And this was a cherry. It was absolutely covered with cherries. And this is a garden of my mom already later on her, and this may be 2010s, like that. And of course, lessons from my mom, from childhood landscapes. This brought to me some unconscious but very very invaluable education. So mom taught me to know nature, to know nature cycles, and to understand plants. This what she taught me about the beauty of abundance, the charm of naturalistic planting, and the power of a personal touch to design. So it was a start, but despite being familiar with plants and gardening, the idea of a career in landscape design simply wasn't on my radar during my high school years. The profession felt distant, almost unheard of, and certainly not something considered for my future. But in following years, maybe late 1990s or maybe 2000s, I made a beautiful flower bed for my colleague, my boss from that times. And this was like push to do something with plants, to continue this. My boss said, you shouldn't be an accountant. You know plants, you speak with them. You should try to do something with this. And I started with buying magazines and collecting articles. Then I started to do courses and seminars and buy books and all that, to become a landscape designer. And recently I even made a master degree in landscape design. In Ukraine, the profession of landscape architect is not in state classification yet. That's why I say that it is landscape designer, not a landscape architect. And my way from the hobby to the career. It was curiosity, just where to be, what kind of plants do I love. Then it was hobby with my personal garden, where I started to make experience with the plants. Then I studied here, my first teacher in landscape design, Tatiana Shkola, and moreover practices, and then my career path is through all these beautiful landscapes. So my design philosophy is deeply rooted in these experiences, and what I want to have in my work, this respect to nature, functional beauty, client collaboration, and of course light and form of plants. My gardens was in English style cottage garden just sometimes it was like only English cottage garden style for one entire garden. Then I started to blend these objects to do something different. These gardens from another part of my experience, maybe another year, I don't know, maybe I was lazy that time and didn't want to make curves, and that's why all some of designs are straight lines, but the willing to make smart and easy to do gardens. This is the point in these designs, because this, for example, is the idea for recreational home in Kiev region with 3 small houses, so apartment hotel. It is only one straight path, but made from different, from several materials, and flat lawn intermingling with voluminous plantings of trees and shrubs and beautiful lush garden of perennial plants. Then conceptual forms came to me with the ideas. So I tried to make senses in these ideas. So this garden was devoted to Scandinavian design, because the house is a bit of Scandinavian design. So I take a form of Alvar Aalto vase, and it makes a form of lawn. This garden is nest with eggs, so also the idea of a very cute house, small garden for a nice young family with small children. The other designs I started to do later, it was playful geometry. If this design is like just to swing from the straightforward lines around the house, I wanted just to make some shift from it, and this lines like dictated from this idea, but this garden was absolutely devoted to the rhombic quadrate but turned to diagonal, and not only the shape of stones for the path and pergola lineation, but also the boxes for vegetable garden, also on the rhombic direction, and also the cubes of box, clipped box. And this is the beginning. This is the #1 garden where the client just trusted me, newly become landscape designer, and give me this job for making a garden. You know, in Ukraine, we do not only projects, we mostly do all the construction of the garden. So it was my first garden. I designed it on a paper, and then all the construction I made myself with 2 maybe workers. Yes, and when I come there in maybe 6 or 7 years, I just didn't recognize the place, because it was these stones which seemed to me huge and big stones, rocks. It just lost inside the bushes, inside of juniper pieces, and inside of PCS and all that. Garden is growing. That's why I do it, because I like it so much when the site of absolutely mess of black earth and becomes something vibrant with different plants and with stable beauty in it. So this is my passion. Yeah, this garden made in collaboration with architect who made beautiful house very unusual. Here the ground floor is up of the house. They drive in on this level of ground floor and then go down to all the living spaces. Very interesting house. This is garden of treatment. I should speak today about treatment more because of the war in Ukraine, because of the traumatic syndrome which we have everywhere. And this garden, it was made in 2019 maybe, and it wasn't this horrible war years. It was time before COVID, but the aim of the garden was to give clients place to recover. He struggled, and he standed, and he a happy man to do and to live in such a beautiful place. This garden was made with the massives of grasses, of shrubs. It is hydrangeas, it is spireas over there. So the beauty of this garden, it is leaning, it is going from the springtime to the winter time. Everyone is satisfied over there, even cats and dogs. This garden is easy to look after. This is a garden for absolutely city citizens, for all their time they remember themselves. They are city living people, and they wanted to have a garden. They wanted to have an alpinarium, the place with small stones and rocks. And the garden itself, very simple, because it is rectangular. They have a robot mower, so it is very simple to look after. Several rose shrubs, rose bushes over there, and 2 patches of a beautiful naturalistic tapestry with grasses, with perennials. So it is blended from roses through the naturalistic greenery to the alpinarium. So different. And here is several fruit trees, also beautiful and very lush already. Yes. And this one, the garden from 2023. We during the start of Russian invasion, we appeared with my husband in Italy for show for Milano Fiera, and we stayed outside Ukraine, abroad, for a year. So when we come back, it was wonderful time for me, because I just dived into the gardening, into everything. I made my garden. I was absolutely caught by all this nature of my native, of my motherland. I made maximum by hand. Of course, I had a team of young men who helped me, but I made many things by hand. Yes, and this garden was photographed by Maria Savaskula. This beautiful, actually her photographs of three of my gardens. It is wonderful, and she loves plants, and this garden was a one to love for her, because too lush. You can imagine this is a garden of 1 year old, because the client, she loves plants herself, and she feed them absolutely enormously that year. So just in a year, miscanthus rises like 2 meters high, Malinias rises, Vinca covers all the surfaces we made for her. So it is very beautiful and naturalistic, absolutely naturalistic garden. It still grows. There are some shrubs inside these flower beds. There are fruit trees inside the flower beds, and it should be changed in some time. Very interesting to see this, to see these changes and development. And this garden is a story to tell. We planted it in 2021. We started to develop the ground, all this soil work we started to do in 2020, and planted big pines. It was beautiful old trees here, an oak and a birch, and the house was constructed during the year. And this is how does it look like on the fall of 2021. Just before the new year, I came and make photo of this beautiful house. But in February 2022, when the Russian invasion has started, this region where this house is situated was invaded by Russians, and it was a fight there, and it was struggle, and the fire destroyed everything. So on these pictures you can see the just the rest of the remains of the house, and the pines burned to the ashes and all that. And you can imagine only that time when my client called me and sent the video of the burned house. Fortunately, no one has died there, and everyone been in safe places, and he also returned home only in 2023. And this house and this garden was an idea for our Ukrainian garden on Hampton Court Flower Festival in 2022, together with Carrie Preston, with Tess Cruz, with Nora Elmadzina, and a team of Ukrainian friends and colleagues, of volunteers, friends and colleagues of Carrie. We made this garden together. I couldn't not mention Steve Moody, the frog he designed. He was a constructor on the site. We made this garden, and it was granted with a Silver Guild medal and best global impact garden. So we have done best. This house made from the burned timber. So it is like, it symbolizes Ukrainian houses which burned, which bombed and shelled. And it is adorned in rushniks. Rushnik is a tapestry, is a material traditionally embroidered. So we remade these ornaments and did it in other way, in contemporary way, in big scale, in plastic, and with embroidery by big sewable, I don't know this word, so in a big wire. So the garden inside the house, there stand a tree-soup on the ashes. So on the bottom in this house, there is ashes. The team of court when they come, of jury, when they come to see the garden, the feeling of burning, of the despair was just in the air, inside and behind and near this construction. So they were impressed, and most impressed by the road we made.
Okay, Max, I got it. Your roar.
So this garden, the initial garden I talk about, we replanted in 2023 and planted new trees, new shrubs, and new beautiful things that was burned near the house. These photographs also from Maria Seva School, and this photograph got on the pages of a Phaidon book, and this is also so I delighted so much with this, because I never thought about such an opportunity to got on the pages of contemporary garden book by Phaidon. This is a beautiful autumn color of flower beds. You can see that this is a mix of some Scandinavian with small pine trees with little varieties of pines, and some decorative perennials, and even vaccinum. Here are blueberries. And also this beautiful sunny spot under the pergola. The miscanthus gives something special, some special air to this photograph. So how we in Ukraine do work, how we love and make passion with our profession and with our work. This is about our community. Ukraine is a big country and spread between steppes in the east and south, and deep forests on the north, and mountains on the west. And it's known worldwide as a breadbasket because of its fertile soil and flat surfaces. But gardening is a daily life of rural Ukraine. So it is not a profession for them. It is just agriculture. This gardening is growing to a profession of landscape designer and hopefully to landscape architect when it will be recognized by state classification. So we work in professional communities. We have a Guild of Landscape Architect of Ukraine, Gardening Material Producers Association, where all nurseries and garden centers are collected to the organization, public organization. We have also Association of Landscape Architects. We do events and activities. Landscape Congress this year was very loud event made by my colleague Yulia Chimerdovska. I will tell about her later. We have architectural festival, and we made a small like show gardening festival, Balkon Fest. These festivals will take place just in a week, so we have a vibrant life here under the bombing and shelling. Yeah, at night we are struggling with dreaming, because outside there are booms and all this chaos, and in daylight we go to work. We should do something, not sleeping. So for garden lovers, we have different organizations. For example, I Love Sad. This is a place like Garden Masterclass. They collect interesting webinars, interesting lectures, and provides it to everyone who loves gardening to listen to see and to share. Also in Kiev, this is Podil is an area inside the city. We have a urban farm which is dedicated to citizens, to people, to just make relationships with planting, with some soil things, to plant something for them or for other people. So it is just first small steps. We don't have much of these public spaces to plant. We have publishers and bloggers, publishers, Landscape and Architecture magazine, and the Garden Industry Catalog, which is gathering all the people who make services, designs, make 3D visualization, or nurseries or other companies which is around planting. Marina Krichko is Kharkiv-based landscape designer, and she makes blog on YouTube, which like for landscape professionals. She speaks a lot, she analyzes, very interesting. And Andrei Karanda from Kiev, he made his blog about planting and decorating, about plants for people who decided to make their gardens by their own. Very interesting to everyone. And the gardens by my colleagues, which we can really be proud of. Julia Rashkovska is a landscape architect. She made gardens for hospitals. This is a hospital for children hospital in Kiev, Akhmadet. You know that you may know that it was bombed, and this is already the photo after the shelling of children's hospital. You know, no, it just blown all the glasses are blown, but the perennials still alive. Gardeners get there only in 2 hours after shelling. They get there and started to help children and people who were there, and then started to recover all these plantings. Also, she do this therapeutical and these gardens for hospitals in other hospitals in Kiev and Kiev region, and even some events for military people, just to make therapeutical some activities. This is Kharkiv-based architect Olga Kleitman. She is absolutely immersive. She made a beautiful, beautiful park. These photos from this park, which is it is like a valley where the water source is, and she projected with her architectural company and constructed a beautiful, absolutely beautiful surroundings for this place. Olga is an architect from Kharkiv, a city that is shelled and destroyed by Russians every day. She continued her work as an architect. Olga has a very strong civil position regarding the city of Kharkiv and defends modern solutions for the city and its residents. During the war, she created a hostel for lonely, abandoned old people who need help and devotes half of her time to this cause. Absolutely stunning. This is an energetic innovator from Belarus, is Julia Chemerdovska. She came to Ukraine, fled from persecution in Belarus, and she started a collaboration here with Irina from Odessa. Together they made beautiful gardens, wonderful places, and plenty of work in the city of Odessa for urban spaces, for private clients. And also she conducted this landscape congress the last March, when it was and they have all the awards from the from the Landscape and Architecture magazine this year. And this is Oksana Yazykova also. This straight off the bat. This was her first big scale garden, and straight to the pages of contemporary garden design from Phaedon. This garden is located in Zhytomyr region, and it is located on agricultural enterprise of Oksana's husband. She planted it when they fled from Kiev in the beginning of the war. And she continues this story. She plants new territories. And after this huge success, she made her career highly motivated. So beautiful gardens and big future success. Olga Belousy is naturalistic urbanist in Vinnytsia. This lady is so much experienced in urban landscapes. Vinnytsia is a city a bit to the west from Kiev, but also known for its urban life. Olga created several spaces just to show to locals that this is not a garden like in their rural villages. This is another garden, and the grasses not from the lawns just outside the road. It is different, and it should stay. And the atmosphere that this planting gives to the city is absolutely stunning. So what we want to have in Ukraine, our future, and our story will continue. We will rebuild and restore. We hope to have sustainable practices growing, and ecological methods will provide better best to our cities and towns. Also, preserving heritage is one of techniques which we need to made in Ukraine to renew interest to traditional Ukrainian territories, and community gardens. That what we want to do and to continue to develop in Ukraine. Thank you for joining me on this reflective journey.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you. That was great. No, really
Incredible.
interesting to get a
Incredible.
view. And yeah, so I was just wondering, I know certainly when I visited, there's a real sense about nurseries, that there were some really good Ukrainian nurseries developing who would be exporting plants. I was just wondering how the nursery scene is currently.
The nurseries are wonderfully. Only the nurseries from Bakhmut and all the east of Ukraine, they are destroyed.
Yes,
You know, the regions of Ukraine are differently known by plants. For example, Donetsk region is known for roses, for growing roses, and Bakhmut and all this Azov region for growing fruits. So there was plenty of nurseries there. Now they moved people who decided to stay safe and in Ukraine. They moved to the west. So we have a beautiful and made with grandeur of big enterprise, a nursery for fruits, trees, for big tamarix, named tamarix. We have plenty of nurseries for decorative perennials and grasses, and they make their assortments bigger and bigger. The only maybe a point which is not covered in Ukraine yet is production of seeds for seeding lawns and for decorative seeding. That's maybe the only point which is not yet made in enterprising way.
Victoria, you used the words a few times. You can imagine. I don't think we can imagine. I don't think we can. You know, what you've shown us is extraordinary, and I don't think we can imagine what it's like to be there. Obviously, we on this side get, you know, the news reports and we see what's happening to the country, but you know, it's extraordinary for you to share this story and to tell us how it is for you, and to have such optimism and such resilience is just so heartwarming. You know, it's extraordinary. But I don't think we can put ourselves in your shoes. It's just
No, that's right. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate so much your support, and you give me support when all this started. You gave me so much support, so I appreciate so much. Thank you again.
I mean, if when, as we hope, there will be some peace treaty, and we only hope that it will be a fair one for Ukraine, and that you know, no one is going to sell Ukraine down the river, but at some point there will be peace, and it will be, you know, safe to come and visit again. And you know, I'd like to think that Annie and I will be amongst some of the first people over the border. I mean, what, you know, in what way could we contribute?
Maybe this information. This is the way you are contributing to spread the information about Ukraine, and that Ukraine is also a gardening country, is a place of creative people, and come and see and share and just tell other people about this.
Yeah, well, I hope lots of people will watch this as when it goes onto YouTube. But also, congratulations for getting into the Fiden book, and the book that you're referring to has just been launched and released.
Yeah.
I haven't. My copy is in the house. Otherwise, I would hold it up and show everybody. But it is a huge, beautiful book that Noel and I not only contributed to, but also I wrote the introduction for, and I'm really honoured to have done that. And so. It was marvelous looking through the book to see that you were in there, and you know, and quite rightly so. Just so, yeah, just wonderful. Just congratulations,
you.
congratulations.
you.
Yeah, yeah. So that book will be available, and actually, what we would, I've just been talking to Fiden today about making sure that it's available through the members' retail pages on the website. So we'll make sure we can organise that for you as well. Have you got a copy, Victoria, or not?
Not yet, but Victoria said that she will send to me.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah, I will have one.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that is really marvelous. I mean, the chat box is empty because I think people are probably speechless. And I'm just saying, beautiful work and career journey. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
And I want to say that the client from this garden, which is on the Fiden book, when I said to him that, so you can imagine,
Yeah.
the man who lost everything in a fire, he just rebuilt everything and reconstruct in 1 year, and
Wow.
lives in this beautiful place. When I said to him that his garden will be on the pages of a Fiden book, he said, "Come and I show you what is on my walls." So on his walls are the photographs by Maria Savascula of his garden.
Oh, lovely.
He just brought it not only to not only around him, inside the house, and on the laptop screen, also the garden photograph. So it's amazing. It's just people who want to live, who appreciate the nature, and this is marvelous. This is beautiful, fantastic.
Yeah. No, fantastic. Well, it just demonstrates your resolve, but the people of Ukraine, the resolve and the resilience and the optimism, which we often don't know anything about. And it's been lovely to hear that there is that happening. And we just hope so much that this will get resolved. It's just, yeah, for everybody.
Thank you.
Very important.
Hopefully this will be soon.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. Well, Victoria, thank you so much for taking the time to put that together.
Yes,
thank you, Victoria. Thank you very much
you.
indeed. It's been really good. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. Some of those historic photos were so
they were great, weren't they? Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, stay in touch, Victoria, and hopefully we will see you before too long.
Yeah.
Yes, hopefully. Thank you so much.
All the very best. We're thinking about you all. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.